And now, the presentation of degrees.
Kanar Sanusian Gavin, Doctor of Psychology. Kanar thanks her grandparents and parents for inspiring her love of learning. She appreciates the loving support of her husband, Paul, and their 7 wonderful children, Jeremiah, Joshua, Paul, Kanar, Aaron, Maxine, and Amp, Dylan, who she cherishes. She hopes to mentor doctoral students and continue providing trauma care. Sandra Ackerman, United States Air Force, 27 years, Doctor of Psychology. Sandra has had a full life as a social worker. She thanks her military sisters for their wonderful support during this process. Her next project is to move to Hawaii and work for her clinical license. Lynn Alba, Doctor of Psychology. Lynn has been a speech pathologist for 25 years. Adding a doctorate of psychology has given her a deeper ability to relate and work with children, adults, and their families. She is grateful to her mentors at CalSouthern and family for their guidance, support, and encouragement throughout this journey. Leslie Ann Way, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. From Tucson, Arizona, Leslie is a practicing school psychologist who thanks her husband most of all for his unwavering support, her children, and her supportive network of friends and colleagues. Leslie's focus is to improve the awareness of and access to mental health services in the public school system. Howard David Balch, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Thanks his parents and family for giving him the confidence and support to finish this life-changing adventure. David wishes good luck to the other graduates as they move on to the next exciting chapter of their lives. Marceline Barrett, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Marceline is from Toronto. She is grateful to her son Chaz for inspiring her with ideas on resetting, which she subsequently used for her doctoral project. She thanks her husband Charles for being very supportive. Marceline wants to acknowledge Junior, Karen, Nicholas, and Caitlin for being here today. Barone J. Bartley, United States Air Force, 27 years, Doctor of Psychology, cum laude. Jay acknowledges his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He extends his love to his #1 fan and spouse, Kirsten. He thanks Dr. Eggleston and the project committee. Jay is a Gulf War veteran. He salutes the U.S. Armed Forces for their selfless dedication to country and unwavering valor. Catherine Behrens, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Wisconsin, Katie would like to thank her family and fiancé, who have been her biggest supports during her doctoral journey. Her success and achievements would not have been possible without them. Katie's focus is to gain licensure as a psychologist and continue helping those in need. Estera Boldalt, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude, Executive Committee member of the CalSouthern Student Advisory Council. From Vancouver, Canada, Estera is here to celebrate 7-year journey with CalSouthern University. Estera is a marriage and family therapist and clinical coordinator for the Marriage and Family Therapy program at Trinity Western University. She is excited to apply her learnings both in her clinical and academic work. Anselmo Brion, United States Army, 3 years, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Puerto Rico, Anselmo has had passion from counseling and therapy to the military community. He thanks God, his wife Camilla, and children Acacia, Nathaniel, and Xavier for their loving support. Anselmo's focus is to obtain licensure as a psychologist and help the military community. Ronnie Bunkley, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Executive Committee member of the CalSouthern Advisory Council. Ron would like to thank all his family and close friends who have supported him through this doctoral process. Ron's plan is to move on to obtaining his license and continue helping those in the field of forensics. Brittany Canfield, Doctor of Psychology. From Southern Arizona, Brittany specializes in trauma with underserved and rural communities. She plans to gain licensure as a psychologist, teach, and write children's books on mental health issues. Brittany thanks her husband Colin, parents Brad and Linda, and mentor Dr. Marian Baker for their love and support. Carolina Castillo, Doctor of Psychology. Carolina is a first-generation American and first female in her family to obtain a doctorate. She thanks her mother, Josefina, who didn't always understand, but always supported her, and her son, Alex, who shared his mother with textbooks throughout his childhood. As a psychologist, wants to help other minorities progress. Sammy Chu, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From California, has earned his computer science degree from UC Irvine, MBA from UC Riverside, and now PsyD from CalSouthern. He is passionate in industrial and organizational psychology. He would like to thank his family for their continuous support and God for blessing him on this journey. Anna Bahamandi, Doctor of Psychology. Anna has been a school teacher for 25 years and believes that a degree in psychology will allow her to better serve students. She thanks her father for inspiring her love of learning, and she thanks her husband and children for their steadfast support during this arduous academic journey. Jim Copeland, United States Army. 26 years, Doctor of Psychology, cum laude. From Orlando, Florida, but residing in North Virginia, Dr. Copeland has been interested in the field of behavioral science for 30 years and is a behaviorist working with special needs children. He thanks God for achieving this goal and thanks his wife, Sherry, for being his biggest cheerleader.
Arthur Corrieri, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. From Miami, Arthur is a human trafficking expert who has counseled children and adults for many years as a licensed professional. He thanks his grandmother, Teresa, for her inspiration and guidance. Arthur's goals are to make a larger difference combating human trafficking and other vulnerable populations via teaching and managing specialized programs. Kristen Cummings Prater, Doctor of Psychology. Kristen would like to thank her parents, who instilled the importance of education, her husband, who supported her on this journey. Kristen will utilize her degree to provide parent education to families of children with autism. Divanshu Desai, from India, MPhil Psychology, FRSPH London, MAPA USA, MIACP India, now PsyD Counseling Psychologist working in Shukak Hospital, Bhavnagar Madhuram Hospital, Ragjat and Red Cross Hospital, Alang in India. Members Lions Club International, 4th generation in medical practice. My magnificent obsession to obtain the highest qualification in psychology from reputed American university. Thank you, Dr. McKiernan, Dr. Hamilton, entire CalSouthern family, my parents, sister, family, God. Connie Desatos, Doctor of Psychology, currently lives near San Francisco, originally from Detroit, Michigan. Obtaining her doctorate turned out to be a much longer road than Connie had envisioned. She thanks her extremely patient husband, Barry, her amazing son, Daniel, and her very best friend, Jenny, for their support and understanding. Johnny Fredman, Doctor of Psychology. Johnny operates a counseling agency in Oklahoma and has been involved in mental health for almost 25 years. He wants to praise God for his abilities and to thank his wife, Gina, his children, and his parents for their love and support. Kimberly Fries, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. From Northern California, Kimberly has aspired to earn a doctoral degree in psychology since she was a young girl. She thanks her husband, Richard, her family, Carly, Cassidy, Katie, Levi, and mother for their unwavering support, encouragement, and belief. Kimberly is dedicated to research, teaching, and advocating for mental health. Heidi Galvez, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude, resides in the Sierra foothills of California and is graduating with her PsyD. Her passion for helping others has spanned from being a police officer to school counselor to prison psychologist. Her greatest inspiration is her son, Trenton. Heidi's goal is to open a trauma center for those suffering from PTSD. Sandra Gelblicht, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. She thanks her husband and children who supportively endured many family sacrifices throughout this journey. She also thanks CalSouthern for offering an excellent education, making it possible for her to provide individual psychotherapy and psychological assessment under the supervision of licensed psychologists as she works towards becoming licensed as well. Abigail Go Baptista, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From California, Abigail has earned her doctorate with the support and love from her parents, husband, and children. She works as a psychologist by bringing awareness and mental health services to the desert community. Abby's current focus is to obtain her licensure to advance her skills and work with her clients. Nicholas Gonzalez, United States Army, 9 years Doctor of Psychology, Executive Committee member of Southern California Student Advisory Council. Nicholas took an interest in psychology through his work with military victims of rape and sexual assault. He would especially like to thank his husband and daughter for their continued support throughout his educational endeavors. Nicholas is currently functioning as a psychological assistant, accruing hours towards psychologist licensure in California. Kimberly A. Griffith, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Kimberly from Massachusetts thanks her parents and grandparents for their infinite love and support, her husband Ben for his enduring love and faith, and her children Abigail, Jonathan, and Dylan for being sources of constant inspiration. Her specialization is the integration of body, mind, and spirit for optimal wellness. Rashida Kiam, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Florida, Rashida has been interested in psychology for many years and has been working in the law enforcement family for several years focusing on youth. She thanks her family for their support. Her focus is to research and teach psychology of religion. Zainab Hijazi, Doctor of Psychology. Zainab is currently the Global Mental Health Specialist with UNICEF and a humanitarian aid worker for the past 50 years, working in disaster and conflict settings. A doctorate in clinical psychology will further strengthen Zainab's role in provision of humanitarian aid and support to children and families affected by emergencies.
Lee Hudson, Doctor of Psychology. Lee has worked in the field of behavioral health for almost 30 years. He currently operates a successful private practice as a licensed professional counselor in Anchorage, Alaska. Lee completed his doctorate in clinical psychology expressly for growth and development as a professional in his field. Karen Jaggers, Doctor of Psychology. From Houston, plans to continue her private practice, speaking at conferences and writing mental health workbooks for children and families. Karen wishes to thank her family and friends who have loved and supported her as she pursued her doctorate. She will forever be grateful for this life-changing experience. Karen Kirby. Originally from Canada, Karen has been fascinated with psychology since her first course in a university. She thanks her amazing supportive parents, family, and husband who have inspired her to persevere and reach her goals. Karen's focus is to become a psychotherapist and serve vulnerable populations with mental health and substance disorders. Yahaira Kennison, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. A California native, Yahaira has been drawn to the behavioral sciences field since high school. She thanks her mother, family, and friends for their continued support and encouragement. Yahaira's focus is to gain licensure as a psychologist, conduct psychological testing, and help children, youth, families with mental health issues. Yolanda Denise King, Doctor of Psychology. Yolanda, a Georgia native, would like to thank God, her parents, Gwen and Johnny, sisters Shanika, Love Jamal, nieces and nephew Jade, Jared and Jordan, as well as her family and friends for their unconditional love and support. She lives by, to whom much is given, much is required. Sarah Diane Klausner, Doctor of Psychology. Sarah is a licensed marriage and family therapist who is proud to become the second doctor in her family. She thanks her parents, Barbara and Shelley, for passing on their value of higher education. Sarah plans to continue her clinical work specializing in eating disorders with adolescents and young adults. Kristen Kyle, Doctor of Psychology, cum laude. Kristen Kyle has been interested in mental health field since she was young and endeavored to help others heal emotional and mental pain. She thanks her family for their endless love and support. Kristen dedicates this degree to her daughter, Ireland. May she always pursue her dreams and reach for the stars. Pamela Lim, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Singapore, Pamela has been dreaming of helping mental health patients since she was 10 years old. She thanks her family, especially her spouse, Alvin, who is supportive of her pursuing her dreams. Pamela hopes to have her own practice one day, focusing to help youth and elderly folks. Scarlett Matoli, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Originally from Georgia, Scarlett's passion for mental health has been a lifelong identity and one which guides her life. She has been blessed with family and friends who have always been immensely supportive of her endeavors. She dedicates her time to supporting change and growth with families experiencing neurodevelopmental differences and addictions. Stephen McNeil, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Stephen developed an interest in psychology from his work as a Texas peace officer. He thanks the support from his spouse, Michelle, who patiently supported his pursuit of knowledge. Stephen plans to enhance his ability as a public servant by serving members of the community with mental health issues. Scott Mims, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Scott wants to pay tribute to his grandmother, Ausine Livingston, who has been the inspiration for him to pursue his doctoral degree. He also expressed his sincere gratitude to his brother, Andre, and his wife, Brenda, for their continued support throughout his educational pursuit, and his mentor, Dr. Couillard, for her encouragement. Reginald Murray, Doctor of Psychology. From Indiana, Reginald has worked in behavioral sciences since a teenager as a minister in his local church. He is president and CEO of his private practice, adjunct professor at a university where he has taught advanced psychopathology. He thanks Jesus first, his wife Danelle, family, and friends. Allison Newman, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Allison would like to extend deep appreciation to her CalSouthern family of mentors and her family at home. Their encouragement and support made the completion of the PsyD program possible, meaningful, and joyful. Congratulations to all colleagues and learners who will make this day their own. Chastity O'Connell, Doctor of Psychology. Chastity is thrilled to be earning her doctorate in psychology and could not have done it without the support of an incredible husband, Toby, and her wonderful children. She is grateful to her strong mother who championed education and a kind father who helped her to see the good in people. Melissa Partaka, United States Army, currently active 18 years, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Dr. Melissa Partaka reached the pinnacle of her education thanks to the love, support, and encouragement from her husband, Chris, mother Terry, in-laws Leonard and Barbara, best friend Annie, and late father Lynn. She will continue to serve her country through the Army and become an online psychology professor.
Belky Perez, Doctor of Psychology. Belky is a Miami native with a passion for psychology. She wants to express gratitude and appreciation to her family and loved ones. They have been a strong source of support and encouragement for her. She looks forward to having them at her side as she begins new adventures. January Prince, Doctor of Psychology. January has been interested in psychology since her first session with a therapist in high school. Therapy is everything. She thanks her parents, family, and friends. She also thanks her son, Micah, her biggest motivation to pursue her dream of becoming a mental health therapist and college psychology professor. Goody Ramsaran, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Today, South America-born Goody Ramsaran from California fulfills her lifelong dream of becoming a doctor. She is thankful to her loving and supporting husband, who has been a strong motivator for her. Her proud parents from Monterey are in attendance for this ceremony. Kimberly Roberts, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. A recent transplant from Tennessee to Oregon, Kim is thrilled to reach a goal set 30 years ago. She thanks her husband, Andy, her mother, Sarah, and loyal friends and classmates who never allowed her to believe this day would not come. Thank you for the love. Delano Roll, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude, Nassau, Bahamas. Dr. Roll was always interested in the field of psychology. Today, Dr. Roll wishes to thank his family members, friends, and church parishioners for their support. Dr. Roll dedicates this degree to his mother's memory, who passed away on September 20th, 2018. Alex Sanchez, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Alex would like to thank God, her mother Carla, her husband JD, and all her family and friends for their endless support during her academic journey. She dedicates this degree to her late father Joe, who never let her give up on herself or her dreams. Diane Sanford, Doctor of Psychology. A licensed therapist from Texas, Diane has always been interested in psychology and people. She thanks her husband Doug for his unfailing support and her children who provide much inspiration. She intends to obtain licensure as clinical psychologist in Texas, focusing on integrative wellness in private practice. Doctor of Psychology. From Northern California, pursuing higher education in the behavioral sciences for over 20 years. She thanks Chris, Tycho, Kaylee, Kim, and Amanda for their unwavering support toward achieving her doctorate. After graduation, she will be working towards achieving her licensure and creating a nonprofit center. Zahid Sheikh. Zahid Sheikh has earned his Master in Political Science and Master in Business Administration and Healthcare from City University of Seattle, Washington. He has support from his wife and children to complete his dream, achieving doctorate degree in psychology. He wants to help children and adults experiencing behavioral health issues. Lolita Smith, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Lolita Smith works as a licensed mental health counselor. She has worked in the behavioral health field with high-risk youth for the past 20 years. These young people motivate her continually to seek and increase knowledge and sharpen skills in the field. Celia Stoltz, United States Marine Corps, 4 years, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Originally from Illinois, Celia is located in Cathedral City, California, and is interested in gerontology. She thanks her sister, Pamela Bigler, and her son, Zen. They were both very supportive throughout her endeavors. Celia will gain her licensure to work with the elderly population and will continue teaching as well. Laura Strom, Doctor of Psychology. Laura has a private practice in Santa Rosa, California as a licensed marriage and family therapist. She served as the 2015-2016 president of the California Associations of MFTs, CAMFT. She thanks her parents, husband, and family for encouragement. Laura's work at Stanford inspired her dissertation, which she hopes to publish. Jamie Swan, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Dr. Jamie Swan is a registered psychologist in Kelowna, BC, Canada, in private practice. She thanks her mom for all her support, as well as the individuals who have mentored her throughout the process of switching careers and becoming a psychologist. Denise Tran, Doctor of Psychology. Denise is from Colorado, has worked in the mental health field for 13 years, and is currently an LPC. She is looking forward to obtaining licensure in psychology and opening her own private practice, working with children and families. Denise would like to thank her husband, Dave, family, and friends. Ruby Varela Wade, Doctor of Psychology. Ruby is as surprised as the rest of you that she's graduating today with her PsyD in psychology. Ruby promises to not analyze you without consent. Ruby is most appreciative of her children for putting up with her and her father, Oki, who encouraged her to pursue this great achievement.
Ahmad Aburayan, Doctor of Business Administration. From North Carolina, Ahmad has always been passionate about customers. Embarking on the DBA journey reinforces this passion and determination. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to all of my family members for their constant support and understanding throughout this journey. I could not have done it without you. Daryl Kellen Allen, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. Kelly is thankful to have earned his doctorate in business administration while working and traveling globally, reinventing businesses. He thanks his family who have endured years of weekend studies and other such sacrifices. Kelly hopes to write and teach and giving back to others while continuing to reinvent businesses. Patrick Asoma, Doctor of Business Administration, magna cum laude. Patrick comes from Ghana. He has been residing in Columbus, Ohio, since he completed Ohio University in 2000. Patrick always wanted to have higher academic laurels since he was young. He's now excited for his doctorate degree. He wants to thank God, his family, and professors. Paul Ayisu, Doctor of Business Administration, magna cum laude. A Ghana native from Maryland, has been interested in organizational culture and leadership since his secondary school days. He thanks his mother, Paulina, and his daughters, Gloria and Bridget, who motivated him to reach this far. Paul's interest is to help business organizations to fulfill their mission and attain their visions. James Dang, Doctor of Business Administration, magna cum laude. Originally from Vietnam, thirsting for knowledge and education, he has been able to achieve 4 bachelors and 4 masters. True to his nature and not letting any obstacle deter him, He has his wife, children, and parents to thank. Without their support, he would not be able to achieve his goals. Jason Gakombe, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. Omari hails from a remote village in Kenya and has overcome many odds to finally achieve his childhood dreams of becoming a doctor. Omari's focus is to ensure that other bright students from disadvantaged backgrounds gain access to quality education through his foundation, which offers scholarship opportunities. Gilbert Gordon, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. From Belize, Dr. Gordon is an assistant controller at Belize Customs and an IMF short-term expert. He thanks God Almighty because through him all things are possible. He thanks his family, especially his wife Fatima and his 2 sons, for their positive motivation. Dr. Gordon's focus is to contribute academically to further develop Belize. Taylor Hoffman, Doctor of Business Administration. Taylor would like to thank everyone who has supported him with his degree, including CalSouthern mentors, staff, and advisors. He also wants to give special thanks to his parents, Rick and Linda, and his grandparents for their continued support in providing that extra push needed to finish. James McCracken, United States Air Force, 27 years, Doctor of Business Administration, magna cum laude. Dr. McCracken would like to thank his wife, Daria, for the years of love and support. He also acknowledges the support of his children, grandchildren, other close family members, and friends. Dr. McCracken would like to dedicate this accomplishment to the memory of his mother, father, and father-in-law. Mohammed Musa, Doctor of Business Administration, cum laude. From New York, has always been interested in the international business and logistics studies. His focus is on becoming a professor to help students develop their business knowledge. Mohammed thanks his parents for their continuous encouragement. He deeply thanks his wife, Sarah, for her sacrifice and support. Little Julia, Daddy loves you. Jerome Neal, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. From Georgia, Jerome believes it's our duty to improve others and ourselves through education. He plans to do so as an adjunct professor. He thanks his wife, Chorus, for love and support throughout this journey. In addition, he thanks his parent for teaching him that hard work makes anything possible. Robert Osborne, United States Army, 11 years, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. From Ohio, son of a coal miner, Robert had little interest in attending college. This changed his senior year, with one teacher urging him to attend college and inspiring his educational journey. Robert, an Army veteran, credits his wife, Debbie, for the encouragement and support to pursue and achieve his doctorate. Sharday Rogers, Doctor of Business Administration. Dr. Sharday Rogers from Philadelphia is earning her 3rd degree, Doctor of Business Administration. Sharday has her own business called CR Clinical and believes this degree will help to expand her business. Sharday would love to acknowledge all family and friends for all their support given throughout this journey. Michael Rogers, United States Marine Corps, 14 years, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. Michael is a transitioning Marine Corps pilot. He has passion for lifelong learning. He would like to thank his wife, Lisa, and his son, Kyle, for their unwavering love and support. Marcy Stone, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. Committee member of CalSouthern Student Advisory Council. From Utah, Marcy has a passion for learning and teaching. She thanks Wayne and her friends for their patience, support, and understanding these last few years. Combining her love of business and education, Marcy plans to teach and desires to instill in others an excitement for lifelong learning. Justin Vita, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. From Pittsburgh, Justin would like to thank his parents, Andy and Pam, who instilled in him the importance of hard work and provided him the push to never give up. He would also like to thank his family and friends for their continuous support throughout his doctoral journey. Robert Waddington, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. Robert is grateful for the support and understanding he received from his wife, Stacy, and his children, Addison and Gage, while working on his degree. Robert would also like to thank his brother and father for their support and being a source of inspiration in a number of ways. Christine Wixom, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. From the Midwest, Tina has always had a passion for education and business. She thanks her patient and loving husband, Jeffrey, and her ever-present parents, Bob and Bonnie. Their support throughout her lifelong learning journey has kept her grounded and allowed her to persevere.
Richard Habeck, Master of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. Richard will be pursuing his MFT license in Las Vegas, Nevada. Richard would like to thank his wife, Carla, for all her support in this endeavor. He could not have done it without her. He would like to thank his friends and family for their encouragement as well. Anthony Kamau, Master of Arts in Psychology, summa cum laude. From Massachusetts, he is thankful to the Lord for being with him throughout this journey. He also wants to thank his wife, Mary, and his two sons, Jacob and Nathaniel, for showing support while he pursued his degree. Ryan Keene, Master of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. Ryan would like to give special thanks to his mother, Colleen Thompson, for always encouraging him to not give up on his dreams. Ryan says, when it comes to real learning, pain equals growth. Ryan is currently an eating disorder counselor in Santa Barbara, California. Abbas Khan, Master of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Albuquerque, New Mexico, Abbas Khan has been inspired by profoundly deep thinkers such as Aristotle, Alan Waltz, Carl Jung, Jordan Peterson. This has led to a desire to help humanity live to its full potential. He dedicates his masters to his wife and two boys. Elena Kuzmenko, Master of Arts in Psychology. From California, Elena is proud to be a part of a field centered around helping humankind and the progression of society. Elena has plans to continue her journey in learning as she works on licensing and would like to thank God and her family for their support during this endeavor. Maureen Muzuraka, Master of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Connecticut and transplanted in California, Maureen was first fascinated with psychology at age 5, but took a long, somewhat varied path to embracing the field. She thanks her husband and daughter for their love and support. Ashley Ramstad, Master of Arts in Psychology. Ashley thanks her husband and children for their endless support and encouragement, as they are her inspiration. She also thanks her parents for instilling in her the love and importance of education. Ashley's focus is to gain licensure as a marriage and family therapist and serve her community. Joanne Atkins, Master of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Atlanta, practices pastoral counseling. She also holds a master's in biblical studies and doctorate in ministry. Her prayer is that this degree in behavioral sciences will enhance her counseling practice. She thanks God, mentors, and her husband, and all of her family and friends for their encouragement and support.
Alina Behrens, Master of Science in Psychology, originally from Moscow, now a California resident, is thankful for her children Anton and Natalia, her parents Galina and Vadim, for her friend Vera, for all the inspiration, encouragement, and support she received during her graduate studies. Elena would like to direct her learned skills toward creating of productive and happy workplaces. Sarah Burke, Master of Science in Psychology. From Pennsylvania, Sarah completed an MS in Psychology. This is Sarah's second master's degree, her first in education. Sarah is a high school counselor who focuses on academic success, college career readiness, and social emotional development. She thanks everyone who's been along for the ride, especially her parents, grandmother, and late grandfather. Danielle E. Carter, Master's of Science in Psychology. Danielle thanks her husband, Craig Carter, active duty Marine of 19 years, her two children, Jordan and Jackson, and family for their support. Danielle plans to start a counseling business while continuing her work with at-risk youth. She knows that with God, all things are possible. Esteem Kanye, Master's of Science in Psychology. From South Africa, Esteem has always been passionate about helping people. He thanks his wife, Carla, for her enduring love and support, and his parents, Chris and Karen, for giving him the opportunity to follow his dreams. Esteem aims to complete his PhD in neuropsychology, and pursue a career in academia. Jennifer Arelis, Master's of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Rhode Island, Jennifer has always been passionate about helping others from a very young age. She thanks her parents, sibling, and partner who have always encouraged and supported her throughout her academic journey. Jennifer is applying the knowledge gained in the program to her daily work within higher education. Elizabeth Gabler, Master's of Science in Psychology. The genuineness and concern of her high school counselor inspired Elizabeth to make a difference in people's lives. She thanks God for the opportunity to serve others, her mother for instilling tenacity, and her husband and children for their loving support. Future goals include working as an industrial organizational psychologist. Heather Havens, Master's of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. From California, Heather has been interested in the behavioral sciences since she was a kid. She thanks her parents, Tom and Sandy, who taught her to never give up on herself. She also thanks Allison for her encouragement. Jasmine Jackson, Master's of Science in Psychology. Jazzy has been passionate about psychology for over 10 years. She applies what she learned to help her team succeed every day. She thanks Brandon Jackson for his support and inspiration, Jonathan and Leonella for their encouragement, and her family for their understanding. Jazzy hopes to inspire, lead, and transform organizations. Kristen Kay, Master's of Science in Psychology. From Illinois, Kristen thanks her parents, Daniel and Susan, for their endless love and support. She hopes to continue involvement with eating disorder prevention while pursuing a new career path, helping to provide high-level athletes with the guidance necessary to thrive both on and off the field. Carrie Ann Malone, Master's of Science in Psychology, cum laude. Carrie Ann Malone is from the Virgin Islands and prides herself for working in the helping profession as a school counselor. She also has experience working with co-occurring disorders, juveniles, prison inmates, elderly, and addicts. She thanks God and her family for all their support throughout her career. Matthew May, Master's of Science in Psychology, cum laude. Matthew May would like to thank his mother, wife, his family for their love and support. He plans to use his master's to help those with developmental disabilities. Denise Rohan, Master's of Science in Psychology. Denise is deeply thankful to God, her husband, Nathan, daughter Samantha, and son Caleb. She could only persevere with the support of her beloved family. Denise only wishes that her mother, Gail, could have been here to see her graduate. Denise's next goal is to gain licensure as a psychologist. Jeffrey Shallcross, Master's of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. Jeff is from Pleasanton, California, currently active in pastoral counseling. He thanks Michael Dolan, who provided the necessary editing of papers, and his wife, Ingrid, who supported and encouraged him along the way. Jeff learned the value of forgiveness and healing emotional wounds. Praise to God, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Susan Todd Rocky, Master's of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Georgia, sees life as a journey of learning. With the second master, she plans to work with her husband doing couples therapy, helping people navigate contemporary intimate relationships. Along with the support of her daughter, friends, and close family, Todd Rocky is excited that she moves on with this new path. Susan Van Frieda, Master's of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. From California, I thank my husband, Michael, for his support throughout my studies. Marisha Wadsworth, Master's of Science in Psychology, summa cum laude. From Southern California, Marisha has been interested in psychology since she was 13. She is grateful for her husband's support, her son's understanding, and her Aunt Donna, who sparked Marisha's love of psychology. Marisha's focus is to gain licensure as a psychologist and help others who endure chronic illness.
Crystal Aminzada, Master of Business Administration, magna cum laude. Crystal is receiving this degree to pursue her love of business and entertainment. Crystal would like to thank her family, especially her parents, aunts, and uncles, friends, and the podcast she listens to for the motivation and support through this journey, and for always pushing her to achieve her dreams. Sonali Gupta, Master of Business Administration, magna cum laude. Sonali has always been a motivated individual interested in advancing her education and career. She thanks her parents, family, and friends for their support through her journey. She set the goal of getting an MBA since high school and hopes to progress in her career with this knowledge. Lauren Helms, Master of Business Administration, summa cum laude. Lauren Helms. Lauren from California would like to thank her husband, Ryan, and son, Holden, for letting her quarantine herself and dedicate weekends to completing her MBA. Lauren just welcomed baby girl Reagan into the world a few weeks ago and is honored to provide a strong, educated role model to her children. Joseph McNeil, Master of Business Administration. Originally from Washington State, Joe moved to San Diego in 2012. He pursued his MBA to enhance his career and to help his wife, Dana, build her therapy practice. She is the source of his inspiration. His goals, including supporting the growth of Dana's practice and expanding his own opportunities. Genesis Nicholas Cabalanza, Master of Business Administration, magna cum laude. From San Diego, Genesis' desire is to inspire her children to dream and take action to achieve it. She dedicates this diploma to her husband, who is always there to encourage and support. Marilyn Rudolph, Master of Business Administration, magna cum laude. Marilyn has a love of learning and is very grateful for the opportunity to complete her MBA. She works in training and development in the HR department of a toxicology lab. This achievement will aid her in her present position and in her future plans of consulting work.
Sheila Braxton, Master's of Science in Law, magna cum laude. Having an opportunity to study in various aspects in the field of law is a dream come true for Sheila. Hailing from Atlanta, her focus is to use her knowledge in her current career and after retirement begin a chapter pursuing a career in the area of law. Gabriela Bristol, Master of Science in Law, magna cum laude. Born in Mexico, raised in the United States, Gabriela has been afforded the opportunity to pursue a master's degree in law. Thanks to the encouragement of her husband Isaac, family, and her tenure in the Army, there is no obstacle she can't improvise, adapt, or overcome in the human resource field. Brenton Hagood, Master's of Science in Law, cum laude. Influenced by his grandmother and mother, Brenton was encouraged to be informed and prepared to contribute to society. He discovered a passion for financial crime during a 30-year-plus career in IT for financial institutions. He hopes to inspire his children and grandchildren to further their education and be prepared. Michael McPherson, Master's of Science in Law, cum laude. From California, Michael appreciates the complexity of the law field and was very excited to build his acumen. He thanks his wife Lisa for her support during the process, as well as the help from the mentors. Michael will continue to pursue his education in the law field. Ryan Owen, Master's of Science in Law, magna cum laude. From California, Ryan has been interested in the area of law since high school. He is thankful for his wife's support throughout his educational career. Ryan will apply his knowledge to his current profession and will explore peer-to-peer compliance. Van Vo, Master's of Science in Law, cum laude. From California, Van Duck has been interested in the field after he graduated from California State, Los Angeles. He is continuing to pursue for a California law practicing license. He would like to thank all of his mentors and financial support for his children, Diana, Jennifer, Marilyn, and Nam, and friends.
Landon Lawson, Master of Science in Law Enforcement Executive Leadership, magna cum laude. Landon began his career as a deputy in Florida in 2005 and is currently a sergeant with the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office. Landon's goal is to continue in leadership and one day become a chief of police. Landon thanks his wife and children for their support during this program. Reynante Maravelis, Master of Science in Law Enforcement Executive Leadership. Reynante Maravelis is a police sergeant and a registered nurse. He is looking forward to serving his community as a police lieutenant shortly. He would like to thank his wife, Megan, and his two children, Summer and Marco, who are always there to support him. Jesus Serrano, United States Marine Corps, 14 years, Master's in Science in Law Enforcement Executive Leadership, magna cum laude. From California, Jesus has been interested in law enforcement since he was 14 years old. He wants to thank his parents, Jesus and Lucia Serrano, his wife Yadira, and 3 kids, Arade, Elisa, and Jose, who have been the pillars of his success. Love you all for your support and love.
Ryan Reyes, Master's of Science in Dispute Resolution, summa cum laude. Ryan, from Orange County, California, intends to continue the field of dispute resolution upon retiring from law enforcement. He thanks his wife, Holly, and 2 daughters for supporting his goal of finishing graduate school. Ryan receives support from all of his family, making it possible to complete the program.
Denise Benning, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Michigan, would like to thank her husband, Jared, and daughter, Alexis, who inspired her to reach for the stars by earning her degree in psychology. She would also like to thank her parents, Karen and Larry, who believed in her and taught her that education was important from a young age. Luis Brandon Farfan, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. From Southern California, Brandon at an early age was already interested in psychology. He thanks his mother for her love and support and his friends and family. Brandon's focus is to achieve a career in law enforcement and serve God and the community to the best of his ability. Keyshawn Griffith, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, summa cum laude. Keyshawn is firstly thankful to God, who continues to make all things possible for her to achieve. She also thanks her parents, Janice and Keith, who have supplied her with endless support, always encouraging her to believe in her potential and to strive for the utmost. Angela Reed, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. From Santa Barbara, California, Angela found her passion in psychology through her eagerness in understanding behaviors and the mind. She thanks her family and children for their continuous inspiration and support. Angela's focus is to gain licensure and help people with mental health issues.
Andrea Lindsay, Bachelor's of Business Administration, magna cum laude. From California, Andrea is the first in her family to graduate college. She could not have gotten here without God and encouragement of her family and friends. She plans to use her education and experience to encourage grandchildren, nieces, and nephews to never give up on their dreams. Bai Vic Fung, Bachelor's of Business Administration. Bai came from Vietnam and began to study in the U.S., where she fell in love with business administration. She thanks her parents and her husband for supporting her throughout the journey of studying in a different country. She also thanks her professors from CalSouthern University for their excellent guidance. Roxanne Pratt, Bachelor's of Business Administration. From Washington, Roxanne earns her degree 40 years after graduating high school. She thanks her husband and children for their unwavering support and many sacrifices over the last 4 years. Roxanne hopes her accomplishments motivate her other 50-somethings to discard the notion that age limits us and education has an ending. Hector Ruiz Santiago, Bachelor's of Business Administration, Vice Chair of CalSouthern Student Advisory Council. Originally from Bayamon, Puerto Rico, Hector moved to California 5 years ago and discovered his love of entrepreneurship. Upon graduating, Hector plans to use his degree in business and technology to build his own company. He would like to thank his partner, Andy, for her encouragement and support. Kiana Street, Bachelor's of Business Administration, born and raised in Southern California. She is a first-generation graduate who wants to further her education in human resources by obtaining her master's degree. She would like to thank her family for being her biggest support and strength through all the long days.
Daniel Montanez, Associate of Arts in Liberal Studies, magna cum laude. From California, Daniel would like to give a special thank you to his wife, Adriana, and their 4 children for always motivating him to get his degree. He would also like to thank his parents and all the CalSouthern staff for being there with support when he needed it.
It is always a happy day at CalSouthern when we have a couple of our own graduating, and particularly proud of them and happy that they are sharing their joy with us today, as are all of you who have come so far, many of you from great distances, and sharing this day and this piece of your lives with us. Thank you very much. I would ask you to stand. You have now reached that part of the ceremony you've all been waiting for. You've all worked so many years to reach. All your hard work has led you here. So take a moment and really hear the words. Graduating learners, upon the recommendation of the faculty, and by authority of the Board of Directors, your degree is hereby granted with all the rights, privileges, honors, and marks of distinction. Graduates, you may now move your tassels. Congratulations.